I am David Boje, and I want to talk to you about unlocking transformational change using quantum coaching sprint. This is an idea we have at GrowthOD.org to sponsor a veteran and their family member and do some training for free. We're raising the money by selling you $75 tickets in a Zoom session that lasts 90 minutes. You can go to growthod.org and figure out how to sign up. We're a 501c3, so all of our money that you spend goes to veterans. So, in order to sponsor a veteran, we put on these Zoom sessions you can sign up for, and the all the proceeds go to sponsoring veterans. At growthod.org, we have 5 pillars. So there's 5 kinds of sessions you can sign up for, and it's your choice. So the framework has the pillars of PERVIEW, as a coaching technique that my wife and I designed, GLOW, right? Gratitude, replacing a conflict attitude organizational culture with a gratitude culture, SEAM, socioeconomic approach, because 50% of the costs are hidden from your spreadsheets, and we show you how that occurs if you sign up for that session. And we have a couple of others, so you can choose them at the website growthod.org. All right, what do we focus on in our consulting classes? There's a monologic problem, like everything gets channeled into one truth, a singular vision imposed from the top usually, managerial domination of the subordinates, other voices, silencing them. There's complex issues that get shut down too quickly in decision making, brainstorming, board meetings, etc. We address that. Uh, Third, employee stories are co-opted to serve a preset agenda. So that's like hidden agenda takes over the voicing of somebody's story. It has to do with what Mikhail Bakhtin called the double-voiced discourse, where a single utterance, a sentence, a story, directed both towards some object, like the mission of the company, which is kind of cool, but towards another's discourse, carrying 2 meaning intentions or voices. And we think that this produces 6 kinds of errors that I want to talk to you about. The first is a superficial disruption of the hierarchy, like it pretends to be non-hierarchical, but really it is. So that's double voiced. There's a neglect of the unfinalizability of stories. So you close the story off prematurely and decision making without really exploring the alternative. It's called groupthink in the social psych literature. Then there's a puppetization, where you're treated as a puppet for your discourse, and it's used by some other person in double discourse. Uh, for example, you're in a meeting and you're expected to toe the line and not really express your own views, even if they ask you for them. Then there's a moralizing, uh, truncating everything down to a moral statement, and nothing wrong with ethics, etc., but sometimes it can be um, kind of a cultish approach to defining a particular truth without exploring other people's truths. So you have this uh, re-narrating that goes on by the CEO, by coaches, by consultants, and they're taking your discourse, stylizing it, and really it's their own frame of reference that's going down. And there's a reduction to ideology that occurs quite a bit, where the CEO's ideology or the board's ideology has to be the ideology you support if you want to continue working. Now, let's give us a case. The Disney Jimmy Kimmel case was a controversy. On September 10th, Charlie Kirk, conservative activist, was shot in a Utah Valley University. Now, it looked initially like he was a MAGA person, but it turned out wasn't exactly the case or the case at all. So September 15th, Jimmy Kimmel, in his satire, delivers his humorous monologue criticizing MAGA efforts to distance themselves from the shooter. Now, this caused a whole bunch of stuff to go down. What did Jimmy Kimmel actually say? We hit some news sources over the weekend with the MAGA gang disparately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. Now, this led to all kinds of controversy with the Disney executives and with Disney ABC affiliates, etc. So September 16th and 17th, social media had a big backlash. Conservative influencers took the stage. Carr at the FCC hinted that regulatory action should be taken against ABC and Disney for allowing Jimmy Kimmel on the air. September 17th, Nestar Media Group, 32 ABC affiliates, announced they will preempt Jimmy Kimmel. Sinclair Broadcasting, 31 ABC affiliates, also made demands for a public apology from Jimmy Kimmel. September 18th, the public protests began to erupt outside Disney headquarters and El Capitan theaters that wanted Jimmy Kimmel back on the air. September 22nd, Disney announces Kimmel's return. So a lot of pressure was put on by members of the public to bring Jimmy Kimmel back. September 23rd, Jimmy Kimmel returns to the air addressing the controversy, expresses regret for the timing of his satire, but does not really apologize. Nexstar and Sinclair continue to block. September 24th, back on the air tonight, and I'm not backing down, says Jimmy Kimmel. Since then, the ABC affiliates have brought Jimmy Kimmel back on the air. So it gives you an example of the different kinds of discourses that are happening, and we can apply them. These discourses come from Mikhail Bakhtin's first chapter in Problems of Dostoevsky's Poetics book. So the first one is Disney suspended Kimmel to appease affiliates and regulators at the FCC, silencing any dialogical openness. You take one voice out of the equation, it silences it. Then second, the Nexstar and Sinclair affiliates demanded apology and donations from Jimmy Kimmel, forcing a premature closure to the issue. They just wanted to get it off the table and get back to business. The third one, Kimmel's satire, was co-opted by political camps on both sides, flattening his autonomous voice, and that's double voice discourse, obviously. Fourth, the FCC labeled remarks sick conduct, reducing satire to a moral judgment about the appropriateness of the satire. And fifth, the media framed Kimmel as a lone hero, overshadowing polyphonic dynamics of the case, because there are many voices that happen in polyphony, fully bodied voices in discourse, if it's going right. But I'm talking about the errors here. The last error is the FCC intervention aligned with the political party in office. So that's one of the cases. If you go to growthod.org, you can find a bunch of other cases, other aspects of Disney, including the Walt Disney when he was there at Disneyland. And several other cases, my own research in consulting and Administrative Science Quarterly article I wrote about Goldcore Office Supply Company, and I take them through the same things. So the same 6 areas of polyphony. So this is what we're talking about. And if you come to growthod.org, you sign up for the $75. I'm a Vietnam veteran, Agent Orange, and I work with veterans and their families with stress, burnout, and help them restore the past, get oriented to the future. But I need to sponsor this. This is why I'm offering these 90-minute Zoom seminars to the public. Again, go to growthod.org. Thank you. This is David Boje.